I've just been doing some random projects, mostly maintenance type stuff, and so I'll probably put all those together in one video because none of them are very long on their own. But just, you know, life on the homestead, life on the farm. This is another tree that we had to have down, I guess 2 years ago, and you can see it's literally right up against the house. And it covered the whole house with shade. And we're really telling the difference with our AC. We had gone, you know, so many years with it. And it's another oak tree that it had a massive fork in it, and one of the fork that, of course, the one hanging over the house was beginning to die. And so we had to have that taken down. I don't know if I put that out anywhere. I'll look and see if I have any video or anything of that coming down. But we've not been super successful in getting the stump burn out on this, but I haven't spent a lot of time on it. But that created another issue, especially back in the back, the end of the house where the sunroom is. It gets really warm during the day, and so we decided to get a split unit and put that in. And I think I have some video of that. Man, that has been a game changer for sure. Alright, we got a split unit that we're putting in the back in the sunroom. So this end of the house is the sunroom, and you can see obviously it gets lots of sun morning and then throughout the day, and it's just been getting really staying really warm back there. So we decided to put in one of these split units we've been seeing so much about, and it was really an easy do-it-yourself job. Well, I say easy, it might have took a couple hours, but you didn't have to have any particular skill. and then the pipes just run up. Now we'll box that in with some cedar so that you won't see that on the outside. But it has been pretty amazing. This, just stepped in here and it's like walking into an ice box. And off of the sunroom is my laundry room, and this room always stayed hot. And now it's even cool in there because I kind of use that as you come in out of the pool. We kind of use that as a changing room as well. So, but yeah, this unit, and you can barely hear it. It's super quiet. But not only has it changed this room, one of the issues that I was having was because it's all open to the kitchen here, and so it was just hard to like cook or whatever, because it would make the whole, you know, it's hot back there, and then you heat this up with the oven, and then all the heat just keeps building up and made the rest of the house hot. And so the AC just kept going and going and going and going and going. But now you can see, maybe you can see it, that one little unit is keeping the whole house at, it said it's 79 or 69, and the whole house is at 70 right now. So it's pretty amazing. So it should not only keep us cooler, it should help on the electric bill, I'm hoping. Here's another little short project that I didn't show. I made this kitchen area, this workbench, and I love this area for you know, using the mixer and cooking and doing all the things. But it was just dark over here, so I made this little light. I didn't make the light, I made the arm and everything for it. See up there, of course it's out of wood because I love wood, and I just thought it was cute. Didn't take me long, just took some old remnants of something, and it really lights up this area. So now I have a really good work surface, and that's what I wanted this area for when I built all of this. So you can go back on another one of my videos, I think I'll show you building this area out. But now it's really got some really good lighting, and so now I can utilize this whole work surface. So I'll probably put this in there too. I'm just going to get a video, and it's going to have all kinds of random things. We'll see how it turns out. If you've been watching me for long, you know that this sawmill is one of my favorite places, one of my favorite things to do. I do have lumber that needs to be milled. I just, you know, time. If you've been watching some of the videos, we had to have a huge oak tree taken down because it was dead and the limbs were falling, and there was power lines on two sides and a shed by it. So we actually paid somebody to take it down because it was just too risky. Some things you gotta weigh out, you know, your risk. Anyway, and so we've been burning that, and it was over 100 feet tall, and the limbs and everything, the stump, everything, we've been burning it, and it's just gone to nothing. And I'll show you that maybe in this video as well. And any other thing, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know what all's going to be put in here, but I do appreciate y'all watching. So here's where that one big tree was that we had taken down. And we've been burning and burning. It's still kind of smoldering down. If you can make out, this is the trunk of it, base of it, and it's still burning in there. I've just been coming out here and just pushing it up, pushing it up, pushing it up, and it's pretty much just a pile of ash now, so that's good. We'll let it burn down and try to get the rest of it out, maybe with the tractor. It's a little pond. I don't know if you can see in the video, but there are some little, we have some little bass and some little sun perch. And we'll fish every now and then. Cody comes back here 2 or 3 times a day, I think. Maybe more than that, I don't know. He gets in that water. He really enjoys getting in that pond. It looks a little low for all the rain that we've had. It's gonna be a hot one today. Today we're gonna do some projects on the homestead. Over the years, you know, you change how you use your property, so we had some corrals and things set up in here for when we had a lot of baby goats, like these gates and panels and things. I like to kind of have everything, like things in the same area, so just moving a few things around. What they'll utilize, this is actually behind my parents' house. And of course we haven't had goats in years, and we're not gonna have any more, but I think they want to open this up a little bit more so it's easier to maintain as far as like mowing and keeping the grass down, because that's super important, especially if it's near your yard, because the snakes like to get in the really tall grass. And so, you know, the more fencing you have, the more you can see the grass grows up all along the fencing. And so it's hard to, unless you want to weed eat miles and miles of fence, you. So I'm just gonna be working on this. There was a little run that we had, kind of a chute. So I've already taken down one whole section of fencing, and I've got some of the panels leaned up there that I need to go put away, and some of the poles, and then we'll just look and see if there's more things that need to be cleaned up today. Kind of see this dirt line here. There was another fence just like this, and I've already taken all that down. And what this was just a chute that we could run the animals from the big pasture or from the corral into either that front pasture or the back pasture. And this was the corral area that we had little separate, you know, rooms for each one. Just a little place for them to come in out of the weather. Mainly for kidding. This is where we kept all the, and these little doors go into the main barn, so we could also access from inside the barn. But this would have been all sectioned off as well. And I think that Mom wants to also now take down this fencing, which would just kind of increase, I guess, her yard area. When we take this fencing down here, then it'll open it up and she can keep all of this mowed and maintained a little bit better so that her backyard area is a little bit safer from the snakes coming in. And plus it probably increases their view a little bit as well. Talking about snakes a lot, but we've had a lot go on here. She's had 2 dogs get bit by snakes. One of them actually died, and that was very traumatic for her. And then we've lost countless chickens to snakes, so we're just not fans of snakes. So we're not hypersensitive to it, but we try to prevent, and that's just part of it. You know, you know where they're going to be hiding, so you try to keep those areas down as much as possible. But we've got a load of stuff here, and we can now take it back to the areas in which to organize it a little bit better. So let's get going. So for now, what we have going on, the shorter pieces are just kind of here in little sections. And then a little bit further down are the long pieces. And those are the ones I'm just dragging them behind the rhino because they're too heavy to carry and they're too big to put on the back. But these short pieces, we'll just put them here. Last item is this gate. It's very, very heavy. So I'm gonna find a place. A lot of different storage things back here, and like I said, I try to keep them similar things together. We've got 4x4s and fence posts and wooden posts on that metal rack. All of our T-posts and any extra wire is here. We've got tin, I don't know if you can see it laying back there, and I've got another little storage area. I'm thinking that might be where we put the gate. So I don't see any other gates back here. So this, I think, is where we're gonna put it. But I do see another gate in there, so that'll be good. It's back there in the back. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I will put this gate in here. We call it Homestead because that's the exemption that you get from the state of Texas. I don't know. Homesteading can mean a lot of different things to different people, but you have to be resourceful, and unless you have unlimited funds, which we don't. And so you keep things, good things that are useful, like anything to do with fencing, boards, because you are always evolving and building, tearing things down, building new things or different things. And so these 4x4 posts are treated, and there's no telling what I can use them for in the future. And of course the fence panels, they can be used for many different things, and they're not gonna go bad, so there's no reason to discard that just to say, hey, later maybe I might need that. I have seen and been on a lot of homesteads where they just, it looks like a hoarder because they just, it's how they keep things. To me, it has to be organized, and I guess I get that from my dad, because he's always been, you know, keeping like things together, and even, you know, going on other people's farms, you see just piles of stuff everywhere. And it's like, what is all that stuff? And it's it just seems to be, if it's organized, it doesn't just look like a big pile of stuff. It looks like, oh, there's a big pile of 4x4s, and there's a bunch of T-posts, and there's some tin, and all of it is usable. And I mean, when you need it, when you say, oh, I need a fence post, you know right where to go. You don't have to go dig through, you know, a bunch of different piles to try to find something. That's also a time saver. So it just helps. That's just a tip. I know it can be overwhelming, and there are a lot of times that we let things go, and it's kind of like right now. I mean, I've torn that fencing down, I don't know how long ago, a month ago or so, and just got on to other things because Mom wanted it so she could mow in there. So I'm getting it tore down and getting it out of her way so she can mow. But I didn't take the time to move it and put it away, and now I'm doing that. And so eventually we do get to those types of things. It's just sometimes you just run out of time. So the elderberry is just about ready. I have picked some, but there's still a lot of green ones in there. But you just take these berries and you make, you know, your syrups or whatever out of. But you can see these I've pretty much harvested. But there's a ton of green ones. So gotta wait just a little bit longer before we harvest. And this is just one small patch. I've got another really big patch